you, Sandy.
Yeah, I have to just say that, and then I'm going to speak for a lot of people, that it was just kismet that I met John and Maryanne many, many years ago. And, you know, I did everything I was supposed to do. I went to school, got good grades. I went to a private college, Pepperdine University in California. I was going to go to law school, but I went to grad school. I was supposed to go into a real legitimate business. And went into home building, did that for a while, did well, then the market crashed.
He's in home building. He's retired now.
Had a serendipitous day, met with John and Maryanne. Actually, I got my hair done at Visible Changes in the Galleria before I knew anything about Visible Changes. And a year later, we were doing great in home building, and then it crashed. And I was at the West Oaks Mall, and I saw this man, and it was around Halloween time, and the salon was decorated, and it was just so full of life, and people loved their job. And I saw this man, and I said, who is that man taking pictures? And they said, that's the owner, John McCormack. And this is a really cool, really great company to come work for. I go, hairdressing? No, I'm supposed to be a lawyer. You know, not for me. I have to go more professional. So, I don't know what happened. I think God intervened. And I saw an ad in the paper for a job at Visible Changes. And I called, and I had an interview, and it was set for 6 p.m. on a Wednesday evening. And I thought, who interviews people at 6 p.m. on Wednesday? What is wrong with this? I went in. We had a 3-hour interview, Maryanne, John, and I. And it was love again. And I felt at home with these people. They understood me. We were from New York. They're from New York. I'm from New York. And it was love at first sight. And I stayed and I helped them build their company. And I put my blood, sweat, and tears because I knew they had a mission. And our mission was to change lives. Okay? And we did. And why do I cry? Because we changed lives of so many people that society told, you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You know, I came from an educational system, an educational family, a family of immigrants that said, you go to college, you become somebody, you make something of yourself. And with them, I found something that I'd never seen before. And we built this company from people that were turned away, that were told, you're never going to make it in your life, you're not good enough. And we turned them into very productive people with a mission. And we said, we're going to raise the standard of the industry. And we did. John with his business acumen, Maryanne with her hairdressing. And he's my mentor. He taught me about life. And things go up and down in life. And he stood by me. And we would have meetings at 7 o'clock at night. When everybody else was gone, I'd go into his office or he'd come into mine. He'd say, what the hell are you still doing here? And I'd say, I don't know, man. We're here. We have things to do. We have goals to meet. And as life isn't always up and shiny and beautiful. We together went through marriages, children, death. We went through everything together. And when that AIDS epidemic came back in the 80s and everybody was scared, we had hairdressers whose families shunned them. And they were boys. And they didn't have anybody. I went to their hospitals, I laid in the bed with them, I hugged them, I gave them the love, because John and Maryanne showed me unconditional love. And I laid with them until they passed, and then those families didn't pay for the funerals of their own children. John and Maryanne paid for those. And they were there, and they were the family. And you know what? That doesn't happen. And it did happen in the real world, it happened in our world. And when you learn that compassion, and then, yeah, my husband took me away from them, and they're still mad at him. But we learned a system. We learned a system. And we did, because of John and Maryanne again, we learned how to duplicate their system in a different industry. And we wanted to touch other people's lives. And they always said that we taught our employees, we learned how to be better parents because of our employees, because we treated them like our children, and how they would be, that we would be wonderful children, and then all of our children have become successful because of the lessons that they have taught us. And that's all I want to say. And I just want to say, there's nothing else to say, but they're the most incredible human beings. And John, I can't even believe you're 70. I mean, you know, it's only a few years ago.
Finally a roast part.
Yeah. Okay. And always, and this is his typical line. If anybody ever said to me, what was John McCormack's line? You'd always say, stop busting my balls. And you leave it with that.
What did I forget, Maryanne?
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
Bill, you ready?
That was beautiful.